This week we've been looking back at the fierce rioting that swept parts of the North West 30 years ago. Tonight we focus on Manchester's Moss Side, where more than 1,000 young people took to the streets. They were angry at unemployment and policing.
Yes, the actor Chris BISSON, best known for his role in Coronation Street, was a little boy growing up in Moss Side in 1981. He's been taking a look back at what happened.
30 years ago to this day, I was stood on this street as a 5-year-old watching something unfold on Princess Parkway. I could see lots of people and some fires. The events of those few days changed this community forever.
Crowds have been building up in Moss Side over many days.
Now this one is dedicated to the people of the ghettos, especially the people of Moss Side.
It was the summer of '81. Unemployment was rising, and so were the tempers of the people in Moss Side.
Tell me what the problems are.
Just the police and jobs.
The police harass you too much?
You watch now, there'll be loads of trouble.
Policing in this area was quite oppressive. And I think that's what people fail to actually recognise. People don't just get up one day and say, we want to riot.
There's graffiti on the park gate post saying, help the police beat yourself up.
I thought we had a fairly good rapport with the local population, so I was very disappointed to think that we had it.
Young people, both black and white, felt they were being unfairly targeted by the police using stop and search.
It was like a powder keg waiting to go off. The rate of unemployment in the area was as much as 66% of young school leavers, yeah. Right? Black school leavers. And generally speaking, people felt harassed and put upon.
I remember hearing the noises and going out onto the streets and realising that this was not just one or two people, this was a mass movement.
We shouldn't have done half the things we should have done, but to go and let our anger like that without no one getting killed was kind of a blessing.
And one of the main targets was the police station.
The bricks coming down onto that side of the police station, and before we knew it, another crowd had come in from the grass at the back.
It was fairly frightening, I suppose. I had one PC who panicked. I grabbed hold of him and punched him one, and he sunk to the floor. I mean, you can't have a constable who's panicking like mad in front of everybody else. It just spreads.
For days, one of the main routes into Manchester was closed as the clean-up began. But importantly, Moss Side was now on the political agenda. The Home Secretary paid a visit, and an inquiry was set up to look at the causes of the trouble.
There was a defence committee which said, we think this is a waste of time. And then, of course, the Chief Constable refused to. He said, any Tom, Dick and Harry can come along to this inquiry, and why should I be accountable to them, and none of my officers are allowed to give evidence.
I was a bit disappointed there because I felt, as the boss, that I had something to say, even though it may not have agreed with whatever everybody else was saying.
The Heitner inquiry called for changes in police behaviour and concluded that the riots happened because they were expected to happen.
It was happening in Brixton, it was happening in Liverpool. Yeah. There was almost a sense of we need to show that we're up for it like anyone else.
I hope we were better listeners if that was one of the criticisms of us, so that we were part of the community and not just that ogre of police officers who were trying to deal with the troublemakers.
Over 450 people were arrested over that period, but the lives of many, many more were affected. And those events back in 1981 would change the community I grew up in.
Right here in the Moss.
Fascinating to look back, and tomorrow night Chris will be reporting again, but tomorrow night on how things have changed in Moss Side since those riots.